there are a list of questions that people never seem to be able to resolve. For example, are bananas indecent fruit? Australian accent versus British accent? Bachelor life or married life? There was one, it's like men or women. What was it? It's like, who has the toughest life? Or maybe I'm just imagining that. Okay. Anyway, the point is that in addition to all these questions, are we aliens? One question that always keeps coming up and up again is this question: Make or Zapier? And it's such a universal question within the people in the automation space that I figured I might as well do a video about it and give you my take on what I think is the best solution. Having used both, I can see the pros and cons of the two systems, but at the same time, I also favor one of the tools versus another because it's where I learn automations and where I feel more confident when it comes to using this tool. So in this video, I'm going to compare these two tools. I'm going to compare their prices, the integrations, what you can do with them, and I'm also going to suggest an alternative to these tools if you're more, let's say, technically minded. So let's first have a look at Make versus Zapier from the point of view of Make and from the point of view of Zapier, because obviously both of these platforms have created these versus kind of reviews, and at the same time, they obviously favor their own platform first. So here we have the Make versus Zapier from the Make.com side. So here they're saying that Make provides a unique visual automation builder that puts you in control of the flow, which is true. You're just dragging and dropping stuff on screen, which once you learn how it works can actually be quite fun, and seeing how things work at every stage of the automation. Superior automation capabilities, automate more actions in virtually any app. So here it mentions 2,000 plus apps, gives you an example using Shiro, and add new capabilities, blah, 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 blah. It also mentions automate more for less cost, which is something I'll touch on very soon. And this is a very important factor. If you look here, Zapier's plans start from $19.99 per month, which I'm not sure if that's really still true, which we'll look at in a second. But price-wise, Make.com wins hands down. Then there's information about how to transition from Zapier to Make. So if you're using Zapier and want to move to Make, this is how you do it. So instead of going in this kind of structured flow, with Make, you're going left to right. So this is Make.com versus Zapier from the Make.com point of view. Then you have the Zapier versus Make. So here they're saying is the #1 rated visual workflow builder, gives you 4 times more integrations than Make, only pay for automations you use, automate like a developer with no experience. So obviously they're selling their platform in comparison to Make.com. So pretty interesting to see the two systems or the two platforms being compared in a versus type of article from both point of views as well. But what about the pricing, you might be asking? So let's take 10,000 tasks per month. This will cost you on a pay monthly basis €181 with Zapier. If you go yearly, it will cost 121. So let's leave it on yearly. If we go to Make.com, 10,000 operations on their core platform, on their core plan, will cost you $9 per month. If you go with the Teams plan, which is the highest plan available, it costs $29. Monthly, $34. So we're comparing like with like. 10,000 operations on the highest plan is $34 with Make, whereas with Zapier, this will cost €158. So big difference, 34 versus 158. If we're going with the free plan, so on the other end of the spectrum, this gives you 100 free tasks per month. Make.com's free plan gives you 1,000 operations. So that is 10 times the amount without having to pay anything. For me personally, for my own individual needs, I go with the core plan. So I pay $10.59 per month. I'm on the monthly plan. If I were to go annually, it would kind of save me like $1.59 per month. So I don't know, $10, $12 per year, which is still a significant difference compared to their first plan right here, which is $121 per year. So 1-to-1 versus annually, 9 times 12, which is, I don't know, 90, 100. So if you're going with that, you're getting 100 versus 1-to-1. So there you're already saving money. What I don't like about Zapier, since we're looking at it here, is their webhooks. So on the free plan, you don't get access to webhooks, which are a very powerful component of automation, because you're getting something that is constantly listening for something that triggers it. And when that trigger actually happens, the whole workflow, the whole automation will start. With Zapier, you need to be on a paid plan, whereas with Make, you get that as part of the free plan. I'm sure if it's listed here, but this is, no, it's not. This is tried and tested, so you can use the webhooks feature on the free plan. In terms of integrations, this is where I guess Zapier wins, in the sense that Make.com allows you to connect natively to 2,000 plus apps, whereas Zapier has almost 8,000 apps, so that's almost 4K the amount. The thing is, though, that in Make.com, there is a module called HTTP, which is this right here. So let's go back to that. Missing your app? Use Make's no-code toolkit, which includes the HTTP app that allows you to connect to any app or service that has an API. And this is a powerful module. You just provide the endpoint that you want to connect to, and you can connect to virtually anything, any app that has an API, which is, again, very powerful. With Zapier, you get like 4 times the amount of apps you can connect with natively, which is also handy, I guess. That is in terms of what you can see before you enter your account. When it comes to the actual account, on their homepage, this is what you see when you're in Zapier. So you can start from scratch. You can build stuff like zaps, tables, interfaces, chatbots, canvas. You can get popular templates right here. So in a way, you can build a bit more with Zapier if you're after chatbots, or if you want to build a whole canvas or interfaces. It's not something you can do, I guess, with Make.com. However, there are templates that you can use. And there's a bunch that are already pre-built. So there's a lot here. Or you can just start from scratch, which is what I tend to do anyway. In Make, you get access to your scenarios there, connections you have with other third-party apps, webhooks, and you can also have like stuff like data structures or data stores, keys, custom apps, and so on and so forth. With Zapier, again, you get the tables, interfaces, chatbots, canvas, and a bunch of other stuff, which I haven't personally used, so I can't comment on all this stuff. So for me, I'm a power user, I would say, of Make compared to Zapier. So this is what I can comment on. Then again, there were a couple of instances, I guess, where I needed to use Zaps or Zapier in order to get data from third-party app. I could have used an API, but seeing that there was something already built in Zapier, it was easier to get this stuff to connect to Zapier and then sending the data over to Make. So there is also the possibility of using Zapier only when you need to, when you have apps that aren't in Make but are in Zapier, and then sending the data over in Make to continue your automation. So there's also a way to use both apps and get the best out of both of them. That's in terms of using the two software. Alternatively, there's also this NA10, which personally I haven't used because I haven't had the need to. But the good thing about NA10 is that it is open source. It's a free platform, I believe. Or not. Okay. Basic version of... Okay. Hosted by an... Okay. So what I know is that you can host this on your own computer or on your own server. And I guess in that case, it becomes free. Or At least this is how it was. Open, yeah, it is an open source platform. So there is the ability to build on top of it, and it can come out to be much cheaper than both Make and especially Zapier if you're going with the self-hosted option. But then again, if you're going with the self-hosted option, you would need to have some technical knowledge to set it up at least that first time on your own server. So it's not as easy as Make.com or as Zapier, where you're just hitting login or get started and you just start building and automating. So that is also something to keep in mind. So anyway, that is my take on Make versus Zapier. I'm a big fan of Make, but there are instances where Zapier might come in handy, especially if you want to build something that's already been, or use something that's already been pre-built. So that is one thing to keep in mind. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos when it comes to AI, automation, copywriting, and all the stuff that I talk about on this channel. And if you want to make the most out of AI and automation for your business, I would love to invite you to a free consultation with me where we spend 30 minutes diving deep into your business, and I give you ideas that you can implement to move your business forward, to make it more efficient, more scalable, using the power of AI and automation. So if that's you, hit the link in the description and you can book a time for this consultation. In the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.